All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going? Good morning. Welcome to Neely TV. It's been a little while since I've streamed last, but if there's anybody out there watching, I appreciate you stopping in. I wanted to do this morning because I've had a little bit of a pet project the past couple of days um, with this game here, Dark Ages. Uh, love this game. Played it for a long time. Um, and so today I wanted to try to do a new speedrunning category for this. I say new, there aren't really many speedrunning categories that exist for this game. It's not really a speedrunning style game, it's an MMO. Um, but it was a fun idea that some friends of mine and I have been talking about the past few days. And so I've kind of workshopped a few things that I wanted to try to see if we could make work today. So the way this is going to work is, oh, by the way, if anybody wants rules for this route that I'm doing, which I guess we're calling like second circle percent or new spark percent or something along those lines, um, as long as my bots are working, which I don't know if they are, you should be able to type exclamation rules in the chat, which unfortunately does not seem to be working. So instead, I will just kind of go over real quick what the rules actually are. So the rules that I've come up with so far are, let's find where I put them. This will be done on a fresh character that we're going to be creating right here. The character will be unregistered. No external help from alts or other players is allowed. You can't receive gifts. You can't ask for items or other assistance or group with other players. Anytime you receive a spell or effect, such as an aite, an armachd, and others, even if it's received without you being asked, it invalidates the run unless the person who's doing the run, in this case me, waits until that spell is completely ran before going to any hunting areas. Not allowed to pick up things off the ground from any player areas, so no towns, no thresholds, entry rooms, that sort of thing. But I can pick up things from hunting areas as long as the items that I'm picking up are from the loot table of that map. And then lastly, no external programs, no botting, no using anything that can affect characters or environments in the game, no background type stuff, anything like that. And the goal is just to get from this fresh character to Insight 11, which means level 11, as quickly as possible. And time will be called as soon as level 11 is reached. So, because it's been so long since I've streamed, I'm a little bit nervous, so forgive me. But I think I'm ready. So let's go ahead and start by making our character. Time is going to start once we have created and logged in our character for the first time. So we're going to call this character Testalia, unless that's taken. That name already exists. Let's try Testialia. Oh, hey Dylan. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. It's been a while since I've done my things. Are my alert sounds... Hopefully my alert sounds are not too loud. I tried to adjust everything as best as I could. But like I said, been about 10 months since I streamed, so things could be all wonky. Let's try Testialia. Let's try... Let's try Leatesta. Leatesta. Dang it. Okay. Oh, can't you? Oh, I see. let's do Testalia then. That one seemed to work. Thank you for that. All right. So, like I said, time's going to start here once I log in. And we'll see how this goes. That name does not exist. What did I just name her? Testialia. Wait, what did I just name her? Did I already forget? There it is. All right. So we're getting logged in. First thing we're going to do is just get through the tutorial. We're not actually going to do anything in the tutorial. We're not going, there's a quest here to get world record pace, that's right. We're not going to do any of the quests for the gold. We're not going to talk to Grandpa up there. I actually don't remember. I didn't test this. Maybe Dylan knows. If you do talk to Grandpa and you do get through all that dialogue box, does it give you more experience? My experience has been no. But I also don't think I've talked to him in a couple of decades, so I could very well be wrong. So we are officially out of the tutorial. No noticeable experience from him from what I've seen. Perfect. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go, we got our basic equipment from finishing the tutorial. We did get to level 4. So we're going to immediately pump our stats into strength. And then we're going to go up here and talk to Dar. Can't do any of those yet. We're going to check and see what he needs. He needs bat's wings for dark things, which is unfortunate. It's one of the like little RNG things that could take place with this run is there's 2 out of 5 items that he can ask for that we could actually reasonably obtain. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that. That gets us a little moldy bread slice. Okay, moldy bread. That gets us an 8,000 experience bonus that unfortunately we won't be able to utilize, but that's okay. So next thing we are going to do, we have 2,000 gold here. That's what we start with. So there's 2 things that we need. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pop in here. And we're going to buy a wooden shield. Fortunately, those are pretty cheap. We buy a wooden shield because the next thing that we're going to need to do is go and speak to Vorloff, who is sort of the tutorial trainer. Now, if I was really being a good speedrunner and maximizing my time, I wouldn't be walking so far into... I wouldn't be walking so far into the buildings because I'm just kind of wasting time doing that, but it's a habit that I'd have to break if I was trying to really minimize time. But for this first run, this is just fine. Next, we're going to head on our way to the crypt to kill that spider that he asked us to kill. But first, we're just going to save ourselves a little trip by popping into the Millith Tailor here, talking to Brody, and getting ourselves a Gorget gown, which we can't use yet, but we will use in a little bit. That pathing might not be the best, but actually I think it's fine. Yeah, then we're gonna go kill Spider. While we're in there, if we happen to also find any like centipedes glands or anything, we can pick those up just for a little extra money for later in the run. But if we don't just happen to find one, then we're probably not going to bother killing any centipedes to do that. I don't think that it's worth it. There's one right there. Here's a spider friend right off the bat. Hopefully we can kill him pretty quickly. One thing about these early level hunting things is that your primary skill that you're attacking with is this assail skill. And when it has no levels, or when it's just level 1 or 0 or whatever, it has a higher chance to miss. And when it misses, you're not doing damage. So there's a little bit of an RNG in this, I think, as far as that goes. You know, if you get really lucky with your assail hits, you're obviously going to deal more damage and things are going to go by a little bit faster. By the way, Dylan, where do you fall on the opinion spectrum of arrow keys, right-clicking, and I guess we can honorably mention whatever it is, ZXCV or whatever the weird people use. If that's one of you, or if that's you, I apologize. I didn't mean it. Okay. Now we are ready to take on a wolf. I didn't get the moldy bread. That's fine. I think that we're going to, it's what, 2,000 experience from the moldy bread that we would get from Sean. I'm a right clicker with arrow keys when needed. Yes, that's exactly what I am as well. We get 2,000 experience from Sean for turning in that moldy bread, which is nice. But I think considering I would have to walk all the way back to Crypt at this point, and that's essentially going to be 1 or fewer kills a little bit later in the run, I think we're better off just kind of skipping it for now. It would have been good to do it here. Although actually, now that I think about it, that might actually be pretty huge. We're going to ignore it for right now. We'll see what happens. It's something we can always refine in future runs. Oh. And here I am already going the wrong way. Excuse me. Normally, what I would like is to see a few more wolves in the pen, because those wolves, that 860 experience or whatever it is actually pretty good. This early would help us out a lot. But it's probably not worth it to sit and wait for the spawns. Okay. So, oh, that didn't level me. Oof. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. So we are going to, next step is we're going to head to the temple of choosing. We're going to pick our class. We're going to pick priest, which is going to allow us to use the Gorget gown. Gorget gown gives -8 armor class, as opposed to this ragged blouse, which only gives -1. So you can see here I'm at 95, so I'm going to go down to like 88, which that's just less damage. F1 menu role-playing tips can give you 400 experience. Oh, really? That is good to know. Because I am going to be using the, do you know which ones specifically give you experience? It's really important right here to step in the center of each circle. If you don't, when you go and try to choose your class, you will get sent back to the beginning. Only role-playing tips from the main menu, like 4 sub-options underneath it. Gotcha. What is your character's past? Yeah, probably not something worth doing, but I'm gonna do it here just for funsies. And I disconnected. God damn it! If I could remember my own name. I'm gonna pick something easier next time. All right, priest. Alone. Okay, we're gonna litter a little bit. There are no coins yet today, so I'm gonna hope that I don't get eaten by the fountain because there's an event going on. So yes, that's probably the smart thing to do. You know what? Since we're passing by it, no, we're not gonna do it. Ignore me. Obviously, I'm losing a lot of little bits of time from doing stuff like this, but as I said, this is my first time trying this, other than just kind of my walking through it slowly to try to figure out things. So we're going to do on Beothyctium. Pretty sure that's one of them. Yes, 2,000 experience there. We're going to check on honey. She needs raw honey, so unfortunately, we're probably not going to be able to do that. We're going to do woods. And then part of the on Fairy Love, can't remember if you get 2. Eventually, I'm going to write down like how many. Okay, so it's 3 from there. And the reason why we took priest, shit. You can take priest or wizard for this, but the reason we're taking priest is so that we can get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that 6 or 7? 7. Greymare and entreaties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Pretty sure that's all of those. We're going to keep pumping into strength. We're going to do these fighter trainings. 1, 2, 3. Fountain, RNG, yikes, small time loss for walking 3 spaces away. Yeah, for sure. One thing I was thinking about was whether I should go grab the moldy bread and then just use the fountain to get back up towards Sean a little quicker. Oh, shit. I forgot. Here we go. So there is another reason why we do this and why we go to her instead of going back up to Dar. And that's because we're going to learn Beak Ayak. Did it not? Why did that happen? Beak Ayak is the lowest level healing spell. We're not going to be able to use too much with it, but I think it's going to be beneficial for us a little bit here. So right now we are level 6. It'd be nice if we were a little bit closer. I think this is kind of the part where I'm going to find out whether going back for the bread is worthwhile in a case like this. I mean, hopefully, ideally, I just don't forget it, but we're going to make our way down to East Woodlands now. We've gotten all of the stuff from the first section, so this kind of marks where the first part of the run is ending. The last step is for us to go here and to get level 7. And this is where it's going to get a little bit boring. Although, shoot, you know what? I think I'm gonna actually make an executive decision here because I'm pretty sure when I was originally testing this, I picked up a necklace off the ground in Milleth. So I think rather than doing 7 first and then going West Woodlands, I'm gonna go here first. So there's a good chance we could die because things here are too strong for us. But basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running around and hoping that there are good drops. We're ideally looking for wolf slocks, kobold skulls, and goblin skulls, and these piles of gold. So we're going to be looking for the sort of shimmering in the grass. And yeah, hoping that we find those things. If we don't find a lot, then that's going to make things a little bit harder for us. I think at least having a necklace and preferably a belt would be, that's what we're shooting for. We're also shooting for a Lure's Saber, but we don't need that until level 7. So we're looking to have 21,500 gold by the end of this process, or an amount here plus what we can sell these for. That gets us that. These wolf furs aren't bad, so I'm still picking them up. Like right there, we have, oh, there's a wolf's lock. That's actually exactly what that's the best case scenario, is finding a whole bunch of those. If we can find like 4 wolf's locks, which I don't think we're going to this time, but if we were to find that, that would be the fastest way for us to get the money that we need. So right now we are looking at 3,500. What are we at? Got to do math. 3,500, 4,200. 10,800. 10,800. Okay, so we're actually really close. We might actually have enough to get everything we need right now, but I'm going to just pick up these last couple of piles and skulls here just to be extra certain. Okay. I gotta go send my AFK. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think it's going okay so far. Obviously, I'm making a lot of little mistakes, but I sure do appreciate you stopping in, and I really appreciate the follow as well. Oh God, there we see why it's so dangerous. One hit, and I was just about toast. But we made it out. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go through a bell for. Oh wait, no, nope, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go to back to Maleth first, and back to the white magic shop. Her shop is obviously a little bit more out of the way, so it's not ideal, but the wolf's locks sell for $6,500 or 6,500 gold. These kobold skulls will sell for I think 1250 each, and the furs sell for 700 each. I already clicked on her. Okay, so that's actually all we need. Assuming all my math is correct, then I think we're good. And you know, now that I think about it, I think we probably should have skipped her based on the amount of gold that we picked up because these wolf's furs and these kobold skulls, I think the wolf's furs themselves would have gotten us there. Oh God, oh God, forgot about the fountain. Okay, so where are we heading next? We are heading to we're gonna do Lure's Castle first. I'm gonna do some dropping while we're on our way. I think we're just gonna ignore these or just eat them while we go. We'll just throw these down there in case I'm wrong. One thing that I can talk about a little bit, I suppose, while we're just kind of running around doing errands, Marlin is who we're going to get our lure saber from. We will be using that soon, but we can't use it until level 7. So we're just kind of picking that up because we've switched around our order a little bit, which is all behind the scenes stuff. Originally, I was thinking that it was fast enough to just get to level 7 first so that we're just ready to go. But I think with the necklace and the belt, I think we should be safe enough that this will be faster getting from 6 to 7, and then from there it's kind of smooth sailing. So that's my hope, anyways. But one of the kind of things that I've been thinking about while developing the idea for this run over the past couple days is whether or not, or like how exactly to handle like pickups, because sorry, 1 second while I concentrate here. Shoot, you don't sell it. I wish he sold a lure saber. That would make it a lot easier. Like, I've explicitly said that you can't pick up just like things off the ground in towns and stuff. We're going to do fire necklace, and we're going to do the wind belt. So I think with that, we've got everything that we need to finish the run. At this point, it's just going to be a little bit of a slow process of actually hunting the things until we are level 11. It's obvious, like, no picking up things in town because, you know, people drop all sorts of crazy stuff. You can pick up things that would make this significantly easier, significantly faster. It it kind of feels like maybe even in the long term, as we think more about this category, if we even think about it anymore, that we may even want to just limit it to drops that you physically can get. So you still have options. Like, you could still get it. I don't know exactly how much things like wax and centipede's glands and stuff sell for, but it's significantly less. It's like 1,500, and you would actually have to hunt the centipedes. But I think it would be a little bit more fair. Ooh, this is not ideal. I think it would be a little bit more fair because even though I sort of selected for this rule set based on the fact that I didn't want people to just, like, you know, drop things for their alts. He's probably strong against my element. You could technically do that as well with the rule set, like with the monster drops only, because, like, there's nothing really stopping somebody from going and dropping a bunch of piles of silver right before their run. Oof. In the West Woodlands. All right, this is not ideal. I should probably just focus on bees for the time being, because as you can see, they're going to die a lot faster. And honestly, I think with the way pre-11 experience works, the way experience works in Dark Ages is you can only get a certain percentage of, like, the total experience that a monster is able to give you. And so really not getting a huge bonus from hunting the mantises. Like, normally in this area, bees give the least amount of experience, the mantises give middle amount, and then the wolves give the highest amount. And we're not really getting that here because we're just too low. So the percentage that we can get from them is essentially the same. Really wish you'd die a little faster. I do know, based on my testing, that I was getting 6,000 experience from all 3 mobs in this room at level 10. So I think this is the best strategy, is just to focus on bees, because what we're trying to really do is just minimize the amount of damage that we're taking so that we can minimize the amount of downtime that we have to spend recovering. Like, that Beeg's rod right there was very unfortunate. And now I'm going to be trying to keep my Durkin shield off as much as possible. Okay, we got to level up, so we're going to pump into strength. Every level we put into strength is going to make us hit a little bit harder. That's pretty straightforward. Oof. But I want to keep my sword and shield off as much as possible because I can't get more than one or a very small amount of mana when I have those equipped because they remove they lower my MP. You're not looking good. Well, maybe. We're also trying to. Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, got very lucky there. But here's kind of where the shitty part of doing this comes in. I honestly think that we're gonna end maybe sometime around 40 to 45 minutes. It's looking like. Oh, we gotta put on our saber too. Um, but we want to pay attention to our how much HP is actually being done by these creatures as well, because the reason why we get belts and necklaces is necklaces increase our attack power, belts increase uh, our defense power, but it's not a flat rate. So it's all based on kind of a rock, paper, scissors, fourth thing, Rochambeau system. That's not good. So we could kind of see there that that bee was taking significantly less damage from the back shots than that other one. Some of the other ones were. Um, and some of the bees are dealing a lot more damage to me. This is most likely because it's just a mismatch type. So we're looking for, we have fire and wind. So we're looking for preferably things with a wind defense and things with a water, or not a water, a, yeah, water offense. Because that will mean the most damage done to them and the least damage done to me. So like this guy's probably good on attack. Yeah. Main problem is that we don't have a way to read elements, so you're kind of just going blind. And hoping for the best. We're kind of just like looking, taking the first couple shots. It's like he did a lot of damage to me, so. Yeah, damn. We can keep him in mind because he's low. Once we have a little bit of safety, so like we can probably wait for the bee there that's traveling towards us on the right, and we can hit him with a quick side shot here and hopefully just kill him. Nope. We're also really trying to avoid having to deal with mantises and wolves more than we need to. Nice, nice. Okay. We missed getting spelled there, which is good. I also mentioned earlier the RNG of a sales, because my sale is only level, well, it's nothing. Technically it's level 0, and so it has a very high chance to miss. As you can see, like, I'm not doing anything to this bee here, and that's very unlucky. there. So it looks like 2 more and would be level 8. Each level that we get obviously makes us just a little bit safer. That beak crod there is not ideal because that's going to make us weaker. That raises our AC, so now our AC is 100. Oof, oof. And as you might imagine, if we die, that's a huge, huge time loss for us. Okay, got a good lucky hit there. That gets us our next level and a little bit more damage dealt. I'm going to just kind of run away a little bit. Let us recover. So that way we don't have to be running constantly. Also want to get away from those wolves and stuff. Horrible. Horrible assail luck. So as you can see there now, with this next level, we're up to almost 4,000 experience. So even though we've got more to our next insight, it's going to get quite a bit faster over the last few levels. Might be a little longer than I said, especially if we keep having such bad luck with assails like this. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Okay, that was actually a pretty good series right there. So I think things are going to be picking up. Fingers crossed. I think we're going to skip him. Are you kidding me? This wasp is trolling me. Oof, 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 oof. Ooh, don't like this. There we go. Oh man, oh man. So yeah, I don't know if there's anybody in here, but if there is, and you have any questions about this game, if this is your first time ever seeing um, Dark Ages, it's probably not the best introduction. But it's a really fascinating MMORPG that I originally started playing. I guess it's 24 years ago now, and that I came back to last June when there was a big spike in the community sort of coming back and new players coming in. And, it was a nice little revival that I wasn't really expecting to see, but I was very happy about. And since then, I've been very involved in the community on my main characters. This is kind of just a random thing that I wanted to do as an aside. So um, hopefully, hopefully it's cool. If nothing else, it's a thing that I've done once. Oh, there's a mantis there. Okay. Just gonna do a little bit of walking around. That's gonna give us some time to recover, find some more bees. These are the ones that we left earlier. That's not good. And of course, if you're somebody that's watching this sometime later and you are a part of the Dark Ages community and you have any thoughts on stuff that I might have missed to make this a little bit faster or kind of clean up some parts, I'd be very excited to hear that because I haven't been working on this very long. It was like 2 days ago that um, we were all kind of like, oh, we should do some speed running categories, and it was kind of a half joke, but I really liked the idea of some of them. I'm wary. I'm wary of this mantis. But we got through. And that's level 9. Almost there. I think we're going to be somewhere around like 5,000 experience per kill now. Heck, we might even be able to get away with killing a mantis or whatever here once in a while. But as you can see, like 4860 for a mantis, it's going to be exactly the same as the bee. So might start killing them just out of virtue of the fact that we've been killing primarily wasps, and they're going to be a little bit harder to find going forward until they have a nice big respawn. But overall, I think we're on good pace here. And it looks like we're getting a little bit more resilient on the front end too, which obviously is going to make things go by a little bit faster. Ah, you fiend. Yep, see, exactly the same experience for mantises and wasps. I think that's just kind of our cap, like the most we can get right now from anything. Yeah, I talked a little bit earlier about why I'm not why I'm kind of thinking more about like the drops and stuff and how to utilize those. I mentioned, there's nothing really. It's kind of an honor system. You expect that people aren't going to be going and just dropping a bunch of silver piles and wolf's locks just randomly throughout. So they're like, oh shoot, imagine that I found exactly the number that I needed um, right away. There's nothing really to prevent that, and this is all in good fun anyway. So it's just kind of an honor system thing, but I do think it could be interesting to see how it changes um, if we limit it only to being able to take things that you get directly from kills. Um, the one thing about that though is that, as you can see from like where we're at now, this is a category or speed run that kind of has a whole bunch of stuff going on in the first like 25 minutes and then just kind of becomes this for the last half. And so my only fear would be, um, does that just make it more of a slog? Like, is it really that like big of a deal? But I don't know. Any thoughts are appreciated. Oof. There's level 10. We're almost there, folks. I do think that we saved a huge amount of time choosing to go for all of the pickups and buying stuff at level 6. I think one of the main differences, well, I think you do it at level 7 you if you get lucky with like the Dark Things quest and you don't forget to pick up from Sean, pick up his item, so you get that's 10,000 extra experience. That I think what were we at level 6? We were at like 16k that was needed. So you know in that case, if you get lucky on both of those fronts, it's probably better to just get to level 7 first. But then again, I don't know. I don't think it really makes that much difference to go in and hunt a little bit and then go and do those things because yeah, it's hard to say because as you can see, we are very squishy. So I think the neck and the belt make a huge difference. We are already 2/5 of the way through our final level, so we are going to be calling time probably in the next 2 or 3 minutes if I had to guess. So might as well just buckle down, find these last few guys that are hopefully going to be easy like that one was. It's not too bad. Okay, so we're actually 5,900 versus 6,000 for the bees versus the mantises. So just 3 more kills. At least if one of them is a mantis. Very nice, very nice. Oof. I feel like this guy was strong, but oh yeah, we probably should have focused on mantises, honestly. Because now we got 2 more kills. And we're crowded. So, but still, coming up on time here in just a moment. Don't die at the last second. We're lagging like crazy, so we got spelled, which could have been very bad. Come on, easy one. Oh, Come on. And time. There we go. 49 minutes, 37 seconds. So it was right about what I was thinking. I was thinking this was going to be about an hour. So it's very, very cool. Obviously, there was a lot of spots where I could have saved some time. You know, I think just in terms of movement, all of those pots where I was like, oh, am I going to go back? And I kind of went back and then, changed my mind, little things like that. Missing Sean, missing Dar. I mean, you've got at least 5 or 6 minutes right there difference. Um, so yeah, maybe we'll try it again some other time. I'm only going to do one of these for today though. But yeah, anybody that stopped in, thank you so much for joining. Um, Again, my name is Nia. Uh, haven't streamed in a long time. Probably won't go back to streaming continuously anytime soon, but this was fun to be here again. And for all the people that have followed me for a long time and subbed and all that stuff, I appreciate it. And I miss you guys. So, yeah, I think with that, we will call it a day. And yeah, take care, everybody.